Coming up on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, I'm answering your questions in today's mailbag. A lot of stuff going on in this offseason as it continues to ramp up. A lot of good questions about possibly moving on from some players currently on the Patriots roster and then other players that could possibly become a part of the team. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's show. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. And be sure to give me a nice little follow on my social media platforms. I am on X and I am on TikTok. AR Barefoot on X. Be sure to follow me because if anything does break with the Patriots, I'll more than likely comment or tweet it out on Twitter. And then on TikTok, I post a lot of clips from my videos on there. So go on ahead, give me a follow on both of those platforms. Coming in with a $5 super chat from Christian. What do you think of take Mason Graham and trade back up into first round for Tyler Warren, assuming they sign Alaric Jackson? Well, let me address Mason Graham first. I think that's a win. The Patriots do secure Mason Graham at pick number 4 overall. I think you're getting an absolute dog at defensive tackle. I'm more on the Abdul Carter train, and hell, I would probably take Teteroa McMillan before I would take Mason Graham. But I do still think that would be a really good grab. And then Alaric Jackson, having your offensive tackle, you can definitely address somebody in the top of the second round that maybe isn't an offensive tackle because you now have those needs taken care of by the veteran. In terms of Tyler Warren, I don't think that position is extremely needy for us right now when you've got Hunter Henry at tight end and you've got Austin Hooper at tight end as well, pending, he leaves us in free agency. I don't know if I'd be willing to trade anything for a selection for a tight end. If I'm trading for another draft pick, I would hope that they would probably handle one of our needs, which comes at the edge, cornerback, wide receiver, defensive tackle. But it could be a good pick overall, but not exactly what the Patriots are probably in favor for. Tominator, one of the best names here on our channel. Patriots, what are your thoughts on Travis Hunter falling to pick number 4? It's very possible. I would probably say 60-40. Travis Hunter is still available at number 4. Why? Because you have Tennessee Titans and New York Giants who should possibly take Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. The reason why I don't say the Browns is because, yes, they technically have quarterbacks for the Browns right now. They're just not that good. Well, you can maybe use free agency for that. I actually do think Abdul Carter could become a Brown, which means Travis Hunter could be available at number 4. If he is, and so is Mason Graham, and so is Teteroa McMillan, I'm still riding on the train that I don't know if Travis Hunter is the need for the Patriots. If he decides to be a cornerback, then I think taking Travis Hunter in pick number 4 would be electric. If he's going to be a wide receiver, I think I'd probably rather have Teteroa McMillan. Cali Lama, if Rhamondre's gone, who can we get in free agency to add to the backfield with Gibson? Javonte Williams may be a choice that is cheap. I'd be fine with Javonte Williams. I did talk on our video a couple days ago that K.Dobbins, Najee Harris, you have Aaron Jones, even James Conner could possibly be a possible free agent to sign for the Patriots, which I think would be a much better option than a Javonte Williams. And personally, I think any of these running backs would be better than Rhamondre Stevenson. I know he probably hasn't had the best offensive line the last 2 seasons. In fact, I know for sure he hasn't had a great O-line. But he also hasn't taken advantage of the yards after contact, which I think a running back, that's on you. What you do after you're touched and how many yards you can gain, that shows me your real talent. I think with his fumbling this last year, it just wasn't the productive season that we needed him to have for him to secure his job heading into the next season. Jeb Duffy, how do you feel about Ja'Lynn Polk? I really have mixed emotions on the rookie that will now be a second year because if you're going to come out and say, I have the best hands in the NFL, and then drop everything that comes your way, at some point, you have to back that up on the field. And he did the exact opposite of that. Ja'Lynn Polk could definitely be a surprise in year 2, but overall, I think the Patriots just whiffed. I think they busted. I think that when you traded down to get Polk and you could have had Ladd McConkey, I think that is just another failure on the long list of wide receiver draft picks for the Patriots that maybe Polk can still prove me wrong, but the way that history has shown, New England just didn't make the right pick. But we may be able to reverse that course. Excited for the 2025 NFL Draft. Go on ahead and hit that like button for me if you guys have not already. And be sure to go ahead and check out our link, chatsports.com/PatriotsT. This way you guys can get this sweet deal on the Sweet Performance t-shirt. Right now it is $20.99. Was originally $40. It is 50% off. You guys can wear this anywhere and everywhere around Boston, or maybe just rep it on the West Coast or across the world. Doesn't matter. Let people know you're a Patriots fan by wearing this nice navy t-shirt. Get it for yourself. Get it for a friend. But if you're going to get it, go on ahead and use the link, chatsports.com/PatriotsT. I am also going to put this link under the video in the comment section. That way you guys can just click it. It'll take you right there, and you can snag this sweet deal, $20.99, 50% off t-shirt. Another question coming in from Junior Estrada. Patriots, is it possible that we still trade for Deebo Samuel? Absolutely. We haven't even gotten into the weeds of trade season just yet. I think with $130 million, we should genuinely be in every trade conversation. There's no reason why we shouldn't. A new head coach, a second-year quarterback. You have a lot of potential on defense, a lot of starting positions that are open right now on offense. We have the money. That is typically what teams struggle with. I think Eliot Wolf needs to have a fat, open checkbook for Mike Vrabel ready to sign and send it off. Deebo Samuel and DeAndre Hopkins and a couple guys like that, maybe a little bit past their prime, but because the Patriots wide receiving core is lacking so many things, a veteran wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I think Deebo Samuel would be a good addition to the Patriots, and I do absolutely think they should try and trade for him. Same thing here with Cooper Kupp coming in from Elijah Mosby. Should we trade Bazooka Joe and a 6th rounder for Kupp? Actually, I don't hate that. I don't, because the only thing with the 6th rounder is they're probably going to try to squeeze out the highest draft pick possible to keep Matthew Stafford alive in probably his last couple of years here. But if you do add a quarterback in there, obviously you can go a little bit further with the draft pick. I would personally rather put Joe Milton in a trade package to get somebody like DK Metcalf rather than Cooper Kupp. Kind of in that same bubble as Deebo. I don't think the price is going to be necessarily that high. I think you can get Kupp without adding a player into that. Maybe not a 6th round. You might have to go a 2025 4th round pick for Kupp just because the Rams are going to want to try and soak up every last juice of Matthew Stafford. But if you were to also trade Joe Milton and maybe a 2025 2nd round pick or maybe 3rd, I think DK Metcalf could be another option for the Patriots as well. Not out of his prime just yet, but he is a pretty expensive wide receiver. Llama's got a lot to say. No Higgins. And if Godwin is unavailable, do you think Amari Cooper may be a decent option as a cheap project? Yes, I think you need to sign any of those top 5 wide receivers this year, whether it's a Stephon Diggs, an Amari Cooper, a DeAndre Hopkins. You may swing and miss on a top guy like Chris Godwin if he does end up going back to Tampa Bay, which I actually do think he will, but I don't think the Patriots can really afford to be picky right now. Is Amari Cooper as good as Higgins and Godwin? God, no. But he just played for Josh Allen. He was in that offensive system. If you're going to compare Drake Maye to Josh Allen anymore, you might as well get a receiver that's worked with Josh Allen and did recently just go to the AFC playoffs. So I don't think Amari Cooper is a bad sign. Is it as good as we could do? No, but you got to take what you're dealt. And the Patriots, unless you want to rely on Demario Douglas to put up, another 600 yards, I think you got to snag a guy like Amari Cooper to really help the Patriots. And Drake Maye just establish a passing game. And that leads me to my final question. Name a receiver you want to add to the Patriots this offseason. Producer Smitty actually came up with this question, and it's phenomenal. Let me know in the comment section down below, which receiver do you guys want to add to the blue and red this offseason? As always, go on ahead, hit that sub button for me on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. If you guys haven't already, follow me on my social media and hit that thumbs up button for me.